In the name of Allah, most beneficent, most merciful. Dear audience, this is Language and Linguistics Online. Since I have been talking about subordinate clauses, so our last clause that we will be discussing under the heading of subordinate clause is an adverbial clause. An adverbial clause or adverb clause is a group of words which plays the role of an adverb. Like all clauses, an adverbial clause will contain a subject and a verb. Previously, I have talked about a complement clause and a relative clause, and I have discussed that complement clause is an essential part of the sentence. On the other hand, relative clause gives us extra information about the sentence. Adverbial clause also gives us extra information about the sentence. If it is removed from the sentence, still the sentence can convey its complete sense or meaning. There are various kinds of adverbial clauses. For example, adverbs of time or adverbial clause of time, adverbial clause of manner, adverbial clause of place, adverbial clause of reason, comparison, condition, and concession. Dear students, it is up to you how you intend to start your sentence. Adverbial clause, which is a subordinate clause, it is going to modify the whole sentence. Remember, it means there will be two clauses, independent clause and dependent clause. Here, dependent clause is the adverbial clause. If you start your sentence with the adverbial clause, you will have to separate it from the independent clause with the help of a comma. And if you start your sentence with the independent clause and then you write dependent clause or the adverbial clause, there is no need of a comma. Adverb clauses of time. An adverb of time states when something happens or how often something happens. An adverb of time often starts with one of the following subordinating conjunctions: after, as long as soon as, before, since, until, when, or while. When these words are coming before the clause, it means that will be a subordinate clause. It means that will be an adverbial clause. It will be a clause of time. After she graduates, she will get a job. After she graduates, it is separated with a comma from the independent clause. I will leave before he comes. I haven't seen him since he left this morning. Since he left this morning is an adverb of time clause. Now it is coming after the independent clause, so it is not separated with a comma. We stayed there until we finished our work. Whenever I see her, I say hello. So dear students, these are the adverb of time clauses. Adverb clauses of manner. An adverb of manner states how something is done. An adverb of manner often starts with one of the following subordinating conjunctions, such as, like, how, and the way. I was never allowed to do things as I wanted to do them, I wonder how I learned grammar ineffectively for almost 15 years. We sometimes do not realize the way God helps us. The way God helps us is an adverb of manner clause. So again, if adverb of manner clause is coming first, it will be separated with the help of a comma from the independent clause. Adverb clauses of place. An adverbial place clause tells where an action described by the main verb takes place. An adverb of place often starts with a preposition like in, on, near, or one of the following subordinating conjunctions such as anywhere, everywhere, where, or wherever. So where usually it asks the question related to place. So we are talking about adverb of place. Young people have to go where they can find jobs. Where they can find jobs is an adverbial clause of place. Everywhere we went, people greeted us warmly. Everywhere we went, adverbial clause is put first, so it is separated with the help of a comma. She is always drunk wherever I meet her. Wherever I meet her is an adverb of place clause. Adverb clauses of reason, so you will have to give the reason why something happens like that. An adverb of reason offers a reason for the main idea. An adverb of reason often starts with one of the following subordinating conjunctions: since, as, because, for. So if you start your sentence with because, again you will have to separate it with comma from the independent clause. I couldn't come to your party because I was rather sick. Because I was rather sick is an adverbial clause of reason. The last sentence: the manager dismissed Mary for she was very lazy. For she was very lazy. Before for, the comma is added. Here for is not preposition, it is subordinating conjunction, and its meaning is because. Because she was very lazy. For she was very lazy. Since this is a library research, all sources are taken from libraries. Adverb clauses of condition. Conditional sentences like if, when, whether, we can start conditional sentences with them, and after that the clause which is coming, it will be a clause of condition. An adverb of condition often starts with if, unless, only if, even if, whether or not. Look at the examples. If it rains, we will go out. If you work hard, you will pass the exam. She will take the medicine whether she likes it or not. Even if they lose by 5 goals, people will still love them. Unless you love me, I will commit suicide. Unless you love me, the negative meaning is there. Jab tak ke nahi. So after unless, you should not add adverbial not, because the negative meaning, they are included in unless. Adverb of concession. It is used to express ideas or actions that are not expected. Counter-addictive with the fact. Counter-addictive with the fact. So when something is not expected, it is against the fact. So that is adverb of concession. Although he is small, he is very strong. So you start the sentence with although, you will have to separate it with comma. After although, we can also add the word yet. Although he is small, yet he is very strong. No matter how smart they are required to do the revision. No matter how smart they are. Even though the weather was cold, I went swimming. Even though. In Britain, the hottest month of the year is July, whereas in Australia, it is usually the coldest. So, counter-addictive. In this class, I have talked about adverbial clause of time, adverbial clause of reason, adverbial clause of concession, adverbial clause of place, and something like that. Dear students, adverbial clauses, they are also subordinating clauses. You can start the sentence with them, but there are certain words that I have identified in this video. You will have to make use of those words to start the subordinating clause with them. If you start your sentence with them, you will have to separate it with comma. And if you start your sentence with independent clause, there is no need of comma. Thank you very much.